Wait, don't skip this video. Do you know someone who has been diagnosed with a serious illness like cancer? Or someone who has had a heart attack or stroke? Do you know what you would do in that situation? Critical illness protection is worth looking into for you and your family. Who do you have your cancer insurance with? My wife and I have both had cancer and know the value of having a dedicated cancer policy. I am dealing with cancer right now, dealing with taking cancer pills every day, going for cancer treatments. That is why I am helping other people to get cancer insurance. My wife had brain cancer and was in the hospital for 1 month with endless medical bills. Life was going so well beforehand. Then we got the dreaded news. She had a rare form of brain cancer. All our children were under the age of 4 at the time. We lost her income and had mounds of medical bills. Mounds, I mean mounds. That just kept piling up. It was overwhelming for us to have to deal with the possibility of losing her and the growing bills and trying to keep the house together all at the same time. What would this look like for you and your family? Would you be able to pay the mortgage, the car payment, and all your other bills if such a serious critical illness suddenly cropped up in your family? What if you had payments on your motorcycle, a camper, a boat, a recreational vehicle? Would you be able to keep up with all your utilities, your fuel expenses, and grocery bills? Or would you have a hard time financially, like so many others who experience medical crisis? Do you agree that you should at least look into it and see what 20 to 50,000 would be for coverage? What's the financial cost of critical illness? Think of someone you know who has been affected by a serious illness. Some folks end up being off work for 6, 10, even 12 months. My wife never went back to work. We lost her income, and it took a while before she got on disability. So, how long would it be before you would be able to go back to work? Do you know of anyone who has had a financial problem due to medical issues? Who can afford to pay bills when they're too ill to work for 6 months to a year or more? Have you seen folks struggling for 2, 3, or even 4 years, maybe more, dealing with medical issues? Then there are the added expenses, the additional expenses that come with a critical illness. The ones people don't remember or think about and often forget about, like paying your high deductibles and your co-payments on your health insurance. How much is your deductible and your co-pays yearly? Are you going to have to continue to pay for COBRA while you're off work? Also, one partner taking off work to help the critically ill individual, maybe a child or a spouse. Extra travel expenses to seek specialty treatment abroad, staying in a motel, airfare, meals. How about new specialized treatments your insurance won't cover? Expenses from scans, tests, and diagnosis, endless and expensive medications and prescription drugs, family care. The high cost of changing your diet, doing better, maybe even getting vitamins, special vitamins, to help with your cancer survival. Anyone would be dismayed for themselves or a loved one to fall prey to cancer, a heart attack, or a stroke. Do you know anyone that has had a massive stroke and been gone in minutes? Or a heart attack and been gone in minutes? If such a crisis did befall your family, though, wouldn't it be great, a great blessing, to get a $30, $40, or $50,000 generally tax-free check in one lump sum? That $30, $40, or $50,000 in your bank account would help out a lot, wouldn't it? Being prepared for these medical catastrophes provides peace of mind and allows you to live your life and care for your family without worry. So the big question is, how would you pay for life with a critical illness? The alternative is pretty terrifying. How would you pay for all the added medical expenses along with your regular bills, all with the significant loss of income? Would you use up all your savings? Or would you sell off your assets? Would you take out a home equity loan? Perhaps you would dig into your 401k prematurely and pay high penalties and taxes as a result. How long would your short-term disability pay? Not long enough. What would you do when your short-term disability runs out? The best option is to protect yourself and your family with a critical illness protection plan. Does that sound right to you? Critical illness protection offers a solution and peace of mind. It was Stephen King who said, "There's no harm in hoping for the best, as long as you are prepared for the worst." I think we can all agree with that, don't you? Critical illness protection, like George Ellis says, is better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Think about it like this. You need critical illness insurance, not because you're going to die, but because you're going to live. You don't want to be in the category of needing critical illness protection and not having it, do you? Millions of Americans get a critical illness every year, and more than half of them will survive. Some go back to work while others never do, and they are left with a financial bankruptcy as a result. Some even lose their homes like my wife and I did. You want to put yourself in a stronger financial arena, don't you? On the other hand, many who get cancer or have a heart attack die from that crisis and leave their partner scrambling to figure out how to deal with the financial fallout. They're left trying to keep the house and finances together while also going through the grief of losing their loved one. Now you are thinking, okay, I get it. I should investigate it. Here are some answers to some of your questions about critical illness protection. What are the advantages of having a critical illness insurance? Your main advantage is you get one lump sum check, generally tax-free, enabling your family to cover expenses if you or your spouse become critically ill or seriously ill. Why should you have this protection along with your health insurance? Virtually all health insurance premiums do not cover and offer enough coverage for critical illness. You can use the critical illness insurance lump sum payment for paying your deductibles, your co-payments, uncovered medications, and all of the extra treatments and expenses your insurance won't cover. You can also use the funds for your mortgage, your car payment, or any other expense you may need to cover as the check comes directly to you. One question that is a very good question is, can I afford critical illness insurance? Yes, anyone can afford it. You pick the coverage plan that fits your budget. And then the most important question is, do I qualify for critical illness insurance? Most healthy individuals qualify for the critical illness protection. People who have had certain critical illnesses in the past or who have them now will not qualify for this type of policy. When should I get critical illness protection? Get critical illness insurance before you ever have a critical illness, preferably at a young age. What is available today won't be available if you get a diagnosis with cancer or heart problems. Peace of mind and protecting yourself and your family. Will you be prepared? Sorry about that. I'm taking cancer medication and it kind of messes with my brain. Will you be prepared for the medical issue that may come? With cancer affecting 40% of Americans and another 48% of Americans struggling with heart disease. My wife and I have both had cancer, and I know the pain of dealing with the medical bills, dealing with all of the regular monthly bills, and worrying about losing the loved one. How many families have you seen, and how many families have you seen affected by cancer, and how devastating is it to them? Do you feel like it's not a matter of will critical illness affect you and your family, but when? Will it be you or your spouse or one of your children? Don't leave your future to chance. Visit our website today and request a quote. It is important to you. Is it important to you to keep your home, your car, and get the latest treatment for your survival? If one of you get cancer, heart attack, or stroke, what is your plan? Go to our website, click on the link, and request a quote to get more information. Would you like to do it today? Please don't wait. What is available to you today may not be available to you your next doctor's appointment.